Alright guys, back again. Got this little experiment here. So what I have is, I installed the diesel heater in that Tahoe there. It's running 24/7. The goal is to heat up the truck. I don't know if I've gotten into this, but basically I want to heat that truck up so I don't have to scrape snow. Really dislike it. Willing to pay up to about $1 a day this winter to not scrape. And also preheat my truck. I got several different ideas. This is the second one I'm doing because I've verified that the diesel heater works, and it works perfectly. I can set it at whatever temperature and it runs at it, keeps the truck warm. Does what it's supposed to do. No hiccups. I mean, it just runs and it works. And so this is the first little experiment I've done. I want to heat my porch, so I'll show you here. As you can see, I've got a thermometer. It's quite cold out here. We got 49 degrees. I've rigged this up. This is a Stanley, basically a squirrel cage fan. The suction comes in through there. I made a little gasket for the window, and there goes the hose out to the truck, and then I made a little window gasket. So let's just take a little walk out there before we start. Well, let's use this first. So I got this laser temperature thing. So it's cold in here. 39, 40, 41 the body of that, 42 the hose, it's hard to see, 43. So yeah, I mean, the door over here is probably colder. Oop, hard to see. 32. So it's about freezing out. My porch is a little bit warm, but that's coming from residual heat from my house. Now, this porch is not heated in any way. That's just pure heat leakage from my home. But here's that gasket on the outside. I'll come down and over here. And then I just made it out of cardboard. It's sort of temporary. That is like a shim that I made that can come out. I'll show you in a minute. Well, let's come back here. You can hear the diesel heater just running away here. Let's get some light on the situation. I got my hat lights. So you can kind of see the diesel heater there running. There's a T there, it blows out. Got the controller. 25 Celsius, and then I've got a thermometer here. Let's see if we can see it. Pull my hat off. Oh, 59.4 in here. So it is warming up because it was like 54 when I looked earlier. So we've got some heat blowing into the back here, but only a small percentage because most of it, let's just come over here. Most of it's ducting right out of here. It's hard to see, but there's the duct work. And I can just feel the heat pouring off. There's the inside of that little window gasket I made. That's temporary. I can just pop that out, pop it back in. That's so I can heat the, let's just fire this up. Yeah, 181 degree air coming out. It's been running for a little while. This is heated up to 100 degrees. 93 in the tube. So let's go fire it up. See what happens. Oh, left the door open, so it's even colder in here. Let's go right into the humble abode. Alright, we'll close the door there. Alright, let's sit down. Let's see what the temp is. 48 coming out of there. So let's turn the fan on. We'll put it on full blast there. Let some air blow out of there. See if we can feel the heat. See if there's any kind of warm temperature. Oh, it's heating up. 51. Oh yeah, already. Nice. 52. 53. Oh, this is awesome. So it's working. Gonna heat my porch. Let's go back up to here. 11:48. It's 11:46. So we'll check it at midnight. I'll be back. Dude, guys, this is so exciting. So anyway, maybe not to you, but I just think this is so freaking cool. So yeah, I'm way past the time. It's 12:07, and the temperature gauge says 47.5, but it's way warmer in here. Like, it's friggin' awesome. I mean, the temperature gauge says 47.5, but you know what? I had to like tweak it because I didn't realize that I had another intake on the other side. So I was only drawing maybe like 20% heat out of there. So anyway, that was all the way till like 5 minutes ago. Now we got all the airs drawn through this tube here. Yeah, it's reflective, so it's not going to show you the true temp, but we get right in there. 74 degree air. Doesn't sound like much, but guess what? It's 31 degrees outside and 47 here. But guess what? Surfaces are starting to warm up. Like I showed you earlier, those were all like in the 40s, early or low 40s, I mean. We got 73 degree air coming out of there. That's free heat. I mean, essentially that would be wasted because we've got an 8 kilowatt diesel heater out there. And normally it just goes on low mode all the time. That's not good for it. It needs to work. An 8 kilowatt heater, they say these diesel heaters, these Chinese diesel heaters like to be pushed. So like, otherwise I'd be putting the window down to make it work. And I'm not gonna do that. So when I'm home, I'm gonna have to take that gasket thing I made out of the window. I'm gonna make it out of wood to fit the window and cut an actual hole. This is just a prototype, if you will. But yeah, and I'm gonna fix this and use wood, and yeah, we're gonna make this is a permanent fixture, because if it stays 75, 80 out here, my house will stay warmer. This is an unheated porch, so you know, all the leakage down at the door seal and the walls, the thermal radiation from the walls radiates into here and is lost. And it's always cold in here. It has been always. I run an electric heater in here normally, like it's actually that one. I run that normally, and that's a quarter an hour. If you do the math, 1500 watt heater, it's about a quarter an hour. I mean, unless I'm wrong, check me on that if I'm wrong, but I think I did the math, and it equates at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. It's about a quarter an hour if you do the math for a 1500 watt heater. I could be wrong, but you know, it's a decent amount of money. This heater, I'm already paying to run it. It runs on diesel fuel. Diesel fuel is not expensive, and I actually can run this on red diesel fuel or farm gas. There's a lot of different names for it. Off-road diesel. I can run this on cheap diesel, high sulfur. But I'm not going to. I'm just going to run pump diesel, $2.50 a gallon, $2.60 a gallon. And it only uses a pint a day. A liter at the most. So 4 days for a gallon. I mean, yeah, it's not cold, mind you, right now, but that's still pretty freaking good. So we'll just see. I'll do the math. I'll chart it out. I'll show you what it takes to heat this truck and my porch. And eventually, what I'm doing next is I'm actually cutting a hole in the firewall in the front of the Tahoe to the engine bay. I'm gonna put a little, it's like a 1 or 2 watt little tiny squirrel cage fan, if you will. It's this tiny little fan made for my 3D printer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little tube through the firewall, mount that blowing through the tube, and it's just gonna discard some heat, say 4 or 5 cubic feet a minute or less, who knows what it is. But we're gonna duct that little bit of heat. I'm gonna put that thing on a switch, and it's gonna pump it onto the engine bay. Now you say, why would you do that? Well, I'm putting it on a switch, so only gonna turn it on when it's like snowing and or it plans to snow overnight or while I'm at work, I'm going to turn it on and it's going to blow the warm air under the hood. Now, my boss slash best friend at work, guy known for 25 years, we have a bet that he thinks it's not going to do anything. Well, I think it's going to melt snow off my hood, keep my engine warmed up, so I don't have to warm it up for long. You know what I mean? I can jump in, turn it on. It's already heated up to 80 degrees instead of -2. You see what I mean? What's awesome is that, like, this is going to save fuel, because every winter forever I've been starting my truck, letting it warm up for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes while I get ready. And that's just gas I'm wasting. My engine's idling. It's not good for it. Maybe that's not true, but let's just say, how much fuel do I use in 10 to 30 minutes each day, 6 days a week, on the way there and on the way home? I do it. Who doesn't start their car at work if they can? I have that option where I can warm my truck up at work, so I can go out there or push a button, whatever. But I don't have auto start, so I have to go out there and start it, let it run. I have to remember to do that, even if I don't want to and I'm tired. With this system, the diesel heater runs, the truck's always warm, so when I go out there, and there's air blowing under the hood, mind you, and from that little switch fan, so when I go out there, the truck's always warm, and the switch fan is on, heating under the hood. No matter how much it snowed, the shit should melt. We'll see. We're gonna do this test this winter. But anyway, yeah, I'm warm now. I'm super comfortable. This is awesome. I got a freaking free porch heater, essentially. 74, about 74 degree air. This is on the lowest setting, so I can't turn it any lower unless I hook up my motor controller, which I could do. I might even do that. We'll see. But that's not an insulated tube. It's just Mylar, so it's sort of insulated, but it's probably 6 feet long going to the truck. This looks goofy as fuck, but you know what? I don't care. Because guess what? My house is going to stay warmer now as a result that this unheated porch is now heated. Now heated with this diesel. Now I'll see how much diesel fuel it uses. I'll do the math. If it's more than $2 a day, nah, I ain't running a gallon a day. That ain't going to work. But supposedly this heater on full blast, it uses like liters, not gallons. So we'll find out. Anyway, till next time, glad you watch. Let me get a comment. I always like to hear from anybody. Love your ideas, love your negative criticism. Oh boy, I might get fired up. But I like positive reinforcement too, because this shit is fun. This is what I do for fun. This is my video games. I don't play fucking games. I do little fun dumb shit like this. Anyway, thanks for watching.